divine intervention that there wasn't a fatal accident involving you and or somebody else. This is file number 252290SD. Are you Ruth Jane Minkle?
Yes.
Here with your lawyer, Mr. Timothy George. Also present is Abby Stoll from the prosecuting attorney's office.
028. Notice the legal pivot here, originally a high BAC charge, now reduced to operating while intoxicated. That's a big deal legally because it impacts sentencing, jail time, and even how a judge views the defendant's remorse. Already, you can see the courtroom weighing compassion against accountability.
This was originally charged as operating with a high blood alcohol level. The matter was reduced to operating while intoxicated, which is going to cause your driver's license to be suspended, which is going to be a hardship for you. Somebody has given me an AA log and a letter, couple letters. Excuse me just a moment. Yes.
Could we bother you to get the headphone set for my client?
No. Laura, could you help us? No bother at all.
Okay. While we're getting that, Your Honor, we did provide a letter of support, a letter documenting.
Here's where the human side of law kicks in. The attorney isn't just reciting facts, he's painting a picture of Ruth's struggles, trauma, and steps toward recovery. Judges often respond to this narrative because it shows insight and genuine rehabilitation efforts.
AA attendance, and then also some AA log, as well as a certificate of completion and a pivotal assessment from last year.
Could you help her with the headsets?
Absolutely.
This was Michelle's area of expertise. She's not with us, and Paul.
So this young lady over here? She said we have to be. And I have to play around with it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see if you
She's right, all
I
right.
don't think, it doesn't matter on those, I don't think. Okay, let's see.
Oh, yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay,
Very
good,
good.
got you on the right channel then.
Thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Mr. George, what would you like me to know?
Wow, this part is heavy. Losing 2 spouses over 2 decades? Coupled with substance abuse, it's no wonder the judge is listening closely. This isn't just a DUI case, it's decades of grief, isolation, and coping mechanisms colliding into one moment. Real courtroom drama right here.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I think one of the things that has struck me most in my representation of Ruth is her insight into what led her to this very troubling situation. I know she is absolutely horrified by what happened, that she allowed herself to be in a situation to put, the community as a whole at risk. But, as I had recently mentioned, fortunately, she's here with no further issues other than the alcohol and driving. My client's been dealing with a significant substance abuse issue for a number of years, and she has taken a lot of steps, and she provided me a lot of documentation about what all she's gone through really over the last 2 decades, including treatment, inpatient treatment, therapy, counseling, AA, substance abuse evaluations. She's really found a way on her own to handle this significant issue. She's had significant losses that she's dealt with. She's lost 2 husbands over the last 2 decades or so.
25.
And those have been significant triggering events. And fortunately, she's been able to, through her treatment, handle those. I think you find my client now as someone who's alone in a lot of ways. She does live by herself with her cat, and doesn't really have much in the way of family in the area to lean on. But she does have a neighbor here who's helping her out. And I think at its core, Your Honor, you're dealing with a very intelligent individual, very educated individual that realizes what she's dealing with. And I think there are circumstances with the Ativan that she was taking at the time and having, uncontrollable shakes, and felt, if I can just have a drink, then I can get rid of those shakes. Well, it did that, but obviously had a more profound impact on her. And I know that she's terribly sorry about that and wishes that she could go back and change it. On the positive, she does report to me that she has not had anything to drink since the date of the offense. She reported that she just had her 3-month coin that was given to her, and she's immediately plugged herself back into services. So all in all, Your Honor, I know it's the facts are not great and it's not a great situation, but I think before you is someone who understands the level of addiction that she's dealing with, someone that's been doing the right things for a long period of time, had this issue, but then plugged herself back in and is continuing to do the right things. I think based on those factors, Matt's recommendation is appropriate. It allows her to continue on with everything that she's doing, probably adding in the testing, and we talked about that a little bit.
Quick legal breakdown. The attorney has laid out the argument for leniency, ongoing rehabilitation, active participation in AA, and no subsequent offenses. Judges often weigh these factors heavily in probation decisions. Watch how the next voice, the prosecutor, responds. It's all about balance.
Today, but I don't believe that this is a situation where any additional jail would be appropriate. I think she understands the significant nature of the offense, and we'd ask the court to adopt Mr. Huff's recommendation. Thank you.
Abigail, what's your thought here?
Thank you, Your Honor. I also believe that the recommendation is appropriate, and I would ask the court to follow it.
Ms. Minkle, what he's recommending is that I give you 7 days jail, credit for the 2 that you already did, and defer 5 days, not order any additional jail at this time, and put you on a probation where we supervise your attempts to get to sobriety.
Here's the moment you can feel the judge connecting with the defendant personally. She's pointing out silent struggles that never reach law enforcement. This is rare. You usually don't see judges reflect on human experience so candidly. It adds emotional weight to the legal proceedings.
So you're an interesting case to me. I've been here for a long time. You and I are about the same age. And I feel I know everybody, but there are lots of people that I don't know. They don't get in trouble. They don't come to court. They don't come here. And you've been silently in desperation, struggling with alcohol for years, but you've never come to the attention of law enforcement. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I was just asking for Kleenex, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah, we moved them from the plaintiff defendant side to the other side. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Constantine's not your town, but now it is your town.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Constantine is the kind of place where they would claim you.
Yeah.
You would find neighbors to help you. You would find a community. Sounds like you're involved in the American Legion.
Yeah.
Was your husband in the military?
He was in Vietnam.
I think you
Both
told.
husbands.
I think you told me that at the time of your plea. So there's a real community there at the American Legion.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad to know that you've got some friends down there. It's a tight-knit little town. But this was bad. And you heard me talk about 131 and the Big Hill and what you were doing. And it's just by divine intervention that there wasn't a fatal accident involving you and or somebody else.
Praise God.
Notice the mix of relief and accountability here. Divine intervention isn't just colorful language, it underscores the danger Ruth was in. Judges sometimes use these moments to drive home the stakes. It's a reminder that behavior has real-world consequences.
But I think this was a big eye-opener for you. You accepted responsibility. And you're plugged into AA. Now, you're doing all your AAs in Constantine?
Yeah.
Because it's most convenient?
No, I'm a very loyal person, and I just like, it's like my family, so that's.
Well, did you do Constantine previously?
Yes, I did.
All right.
During my, yeah.
There's another community, and I'm the sobriety court judge, and we've got some people in our sobriety court group that are doing their AA in Constantine. I know one of the guys that signed your letter, Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad to know he's in that community. Tell Paul I said hello.
Well,
And Rebecca and some other people that I hope are still plugged in down there. Rebecca.
I'm the only woman now. But
All right. Anyway, that encourages me. You've got some support here. You've got American Legion friends and associates, and you got your AA family and associates.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can I talk?
Yes, this is your turn.
Oh. I also go to the gym because when my husband passed away, I found myself totally isolated. And we just moved, we just retired and bought the house. When he passed away the year after, so I didn't know anybody very well. I didn't, so part of that isolation in the house over the years, over these past 9 years, I just made alcohol my friend. It was my medicine at home, in the house, isolated. And it just went downhill. It just got worse. So I sought help. I mean, I knew I had a problem, and I went for help,
Now, you have some stepchildren. Are they involved at all, or they're
They're
somewhere?
all in different, two of them, one's in Chicago, one's in North Carolina, the other one's in Detroit. My stepdaughter's in Detroit. They never get this way unless they go see their mom, because I'm the stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to Niles, so I get on okay with the mom. We always bonded, we were all right. So she calls me up, and I go, when the kids come, I go there, and that's really the only time I ever see them.
All right. Well, this is going to extend your life by years.
Yeah.
Not to mention if you hit a tree going somewhere, but literally, if you can get over this hump,
Yeah,
it will extend your life by years.
yeah.
But I'm going to follow Matt's recommendation.
Your Honor,
Faith and recovery intersect here. The defendant credits sobriety to her spiritual journey. For a judge, this signals resilience and a support system, which can positively influence probation decisions. It also humanizes her story for viewers. Sobriety isn't just rules, it's lived experience.
Yes?
I just want to say that when I've been sober, that my strength has come from the Lord, and I'm very, very, I think that's what has actually kept me going and kept me strong when I've been sober. So I've got closer all these years to the Lord. And so.
Well, I've only met you when you're sober. So, like I said, you've been there in quiet desperation.
Yeah.
What part of England are you from?
I'm from Lancashire, a place called Blackpool in Lancashire. In fact, Your name is very prevalent to me, Middleton, because my mother was born in a town called Middleton in Lancashire. And the town was owned by the Middleton family back in the 1800s. And so they called the town Middleton. And it's like about 25 miles from Blackpool. Blackpool's on the coast. And my grandma was Irish, that's why I was agreeing all the time. She was from County Cork.
My family came from England
Yeah,
to Canada,
yeah.
and I was able to obtain, with the gracious help of one of the people that views our channel, my family history. And my great-great-grandfather, Isaac Middleton, great-great-great-grandfather, came from England to Ontario in 17,
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, so anyway, I may be related to those
you
folks.
probably are.
My people weren't the kind of people that owned the town. They were the kind of people that worked for the people that
Yeah.
owned the town. But
Well, my grandfather worked on the mines, so coal mines, so he,
Here's a textbook example of a structured probation plan: jail credit, deferred days, fees, and ongoing supervision. For those watching, notice how the court balances punishment, deterrence, and rehabilitation. It's a roadmap for second chances. Tough love meets structured guidance.
I'm going to do a 12-month probation, 7 days jail credit, 2, giving 5 days to serve, but if the 7 days ordered, 5 are deferred. I'm going to reduce your fine because you're going to do this probation. Fine is 0. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, $100 screening fee, $150 attorney fee, $480 probation oversight fee, a $200 reimbursement to the sheriff's department. And I'm really glad nobody was hurt.
every time I pass, Your Honor, every time I pass that road, I have to go to the grocery store that way. I feel sick every time I pass the road thinking about what could have happened. So I'm very aware, I'm very ashamed of it.
Well, we'll get over it. It didn't happen, and we'll hope for the best. Also, I'm ordering the victim impact panel along with our last young man. There's no bond to apply here. If you do this in less than 6 months, it will reduce the bond by $40 each month. I'm ordering substance abuse counseling and treatment support group, alcohol and drug testing at random. You attend the victim impact panel. You're not to use any drugs or any alcohol. Drugs are not an issue for you,
Nope.
but certainly you're also combining alcohol with Ativan and your other prescription medications,
No.
which makes it even worse. You can take all your prescribed medication.
Yeah.
You just can't.
I went to the doctors and told the doctor I want it red flagged. I don't ever want that stuff again.
All right. I think you're going to be a cooperative and ideal probationer. You're going to do what's asked, and I think Matt will. You'll find he's going to be easy to work with. But I'm serious. If you stay on this course, it's going to significantly shorten your life. Our age, we don't have that much of it left.
No, and I've had cancer twice, and God has brought me through it. He must have something in mind for me.
Well, maybe you can be a role model for somebody else.
That's what I'd like to do.
Now, one wrinkle here is you're going to lose your driver's license for a period of time. I don't have any control over that. That's by operation of the law.
(1803). Community service isn't just busy work, it's therapy and accountability rolled into one. Being around people, contributing, staying engaged, that's the behavioral science behind probation success. Judges love seeing defendants connected to positive routines and communities.
I had people in the past who volunteered. Oh, I didn't do the community service. You do 20 hours of community work service. You could probably do that at the American Legion.
Yeah,
I had some people in sobriety court that did their community service at American Legion. They'd show up every Sunday and help at the Sunday breakfast.
that's what I do.
Then they just kept going. So they finished their community. I think they might still be volunteering there.
I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, so for you, it's just going to be, and it gets you out of the house. It's a sense of community. There are good people there. You can't sit in there. Alcohol will weigh heavily on your mind. You need to be out. You need to be engaged. You need to be doing things. All right. I'm going to have Mr. George take you out to the counter. Mr. Huff isn't here today because he's ill. We are about a week out from setting up the probation office across the street. They're getting the electronic equipment, the computers hooked up in there. They've cleaned those. There are a total of 4 offices, and we're going to be right across the street. But for now, if you go out to the counter, someone will meet with you. Our probation clerk isn't here today either. Everybody's got some sort of bug. Ms. Minkle, what I hope is that this is successful. I don't hear much more about you other than good news. Say hello to Paul. And everybody else there, maybe you can help them too. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.